Holstein America is sponsored by Merck Animal Health, an industry leader in dairy care solutions, and the makers of Vista Vaccines. Visit thebestdefense.com to learn more.
It's one of the most rewarding jobs in agriculture. It's early mornings and late nights. It's every day, 365 days a year. It's caring for animals, the environment. It's also providing the world with high-quality dairy products that make life better. And none of this would be possible without U.S. registered Holsteins, the world's perfect cow, and the people who raise them.
People want good quality. I think they're going to get it, and it's going to take a farmer to do it.
My daily entertainment is trying to mate and trying to make the best Holstein cow that we can make for the future generations.
The motivating force and the driver behind us is just having the passion to continue with the industry, to make this industry better.
This is Holstein America. Hello, I'm Michelle Davidson. The most iconic animal in all of agriculture is the Holstein cow. She's a movie star and the star in advertising. And just about anyone can recognize her distinctive black and white color. But the story of the U.S. registered Holstein is much deeper than that. Modern milk production would not be possible without her. She produces more pounds of milk, fat, and protein than any other breed. And she does it using renewable resources. In the next hour, we'll share the stories of people who raise registered Holsteins and what it takes to get great dairy products like these into kitchens like this. And we'll explore the opportunities, programs, and services offered by Holstein Association USA, the world's largest dairy breed registry. Our story begins in New York, along the banks of the Hudson River, where a family-owned dairy farm is leading the way in worldwide breed improvement.
My daily entertainment is trying to mate and trying to make the best Holstein cow that we can make for the future generations. We're in upstate New York. We're located, it's interesting, in Saratoga County, which is a rapidly growing county. The highway right through the center of our county has spurred a lot of economic growth. And because of that, there aren't as many dairy farms or farms in general left in this county. But those that are here really have the next generation on those farms and are doing quite well. My brother Neil and myself are the sixth generation dairy farmers here at Welcome Stock Farm. We've been at this location, our family, since 1836. My father was kind of really at the forefront of breeding and genetics. This was a Guernsey farm in the heyday of the Guernseys, the 50s and 60s. And then in 1969, he built a parlor and a freestall barn. And with that, he always raised a few Holsteins and sold them off at springing. Well, with the larger facilities now, he started milking Holsteins. And that became the transition. Through the 70s, more and more Holsteins were milked here. As the embryo transfer came along in the late 70s, he was an early adopter. So with that, the Holstein genetics continued to improve, and we started delivering bulls to AI for the Holstein breed as well. We're slow to change here in things. We still breed for the same things we did 30 years ago. My father instilled in me the idea that the efficient cow was the best cow. Genomics has been a profound introduction to the Holstein breed. The acceleration in performance shortened the generation interval. So now that instead of waiting to 5 years to find out who the best sire is, we're finding that out at 3 weeks of age. So we continue to get the best offspring out of the elite genetics in our herd. That provides bulls for AI organizations. We also sell the bulls that are just a step lower to area farmers. And so they use those bulls in their breeding operation. At the end of the day, we're all in the food production business. We need good, cleanly product. We need a high-quality product. And all this data is very important from a genetic standpoint because we need to sort out the cream rises to the top. We need to sort out the best genetics. The DNA analysis is only good from all the data that goes into that. The milking and production side of this is very important. Before genomics, this is how we picked out our best cows. And now it adds to the data that makes the genomics more reliable to help us pick out the best animals. I learn something new on this farm every day. Our business structure here is we make milk, but we also make genetics. So that's how we diversify our business some. Others are going directly from farm to market. So the lessons are always evolving. 20 years from now, I expect to see a closed loop system here. Anything that comes into the dairy is used, and any waste products are used inside the dairy, whether it be methane gas, whether it be electrical production, and bedding. These things will be a closed loop system to further environmentally reduce our footprint. Holstein USA has been an important part of our whole program, our whole business model here. All animals are registered, all the data, the pedigree data from DHI testing is all recorded and goes to Holstein Association. The tissue sampling units, the RFID tags in our parlor and everyday management. Classification, we do 4 times a year, so we can properly evaluate our animals and mate them properly. So Holstein USA, I've always looked at as really a collection of data. They have to take that data, process it, and put it back out in a form that the consumer, being me, can use, and they've done an outstanding job with that. Our goal is to make sure that we stay profitable and we're good community citizens, and we educate the community. We've had foreign interns almost yearly for the last 20 years. I like to send those interns back to Europe if they're going back to their family farm. I often send them with embryos, and I like to get the emails and the photos of those calves being born in Germany, France, Holland, and see the excitement of this young breeder who then can sell a bull to AI in their home country. The greatest thing in this business is meeting the people and knowing the people.
Thanks to registered Holsteins, America's dairy farmers, whether they're in a fluid milk or cheese market, have the flexibility to produce the kinds of cattle that best fit their own situation. Our next segment takes us to southeast Idaho, where the Anderson family has been dairying for years.
This is the Snake River Plains. It's not too far to the mountains of Idaho. You can go 30 miles in several different directions to get into the high country. Idaho's got a strong crop of potatoes every year for sure, alfalfa, a lot of grains, but dairy's the #1 agricultural product in Idaho by quite a wide margin. Seagull Bay Dairy was built by my parents, Alan and Norma Anderson. Started milking cows here in 1980. Today there's 600 milk cows on this farm with the new parlor that was built in 2015. We also have a second farm about 50 miles west of here where we milk an additional 1,800 cows. We've always focused on the cows. We haven't had a lot of farm ground. We want to do a good job of taking care of the cattle, understanding the cattle, and so milk production's our #1 priority, but the genetics is probably the funnest part for me. The cattle that we're milking now, I'm as happy with them as we've ever been. I think the Holstein breed's making some tremendous progress in the fitness traits to go along with the way they excel in production. That's really the pairing that we've needed, and I've seen a lot of progress. The choice in Holstein breeding and the selection you have for bulls and sires that do what you want, I think it's as good as it's ever been. We have 6 children. Lydia's my oldest, she's 15. My kids, they get the opportunity to work. Lydia, I give her responsibility to keep these bulls growing and healthy, and she's very responsible, and she reports if there's anything abnormal, and so she makes me proud that way.
I like that I've been doing it from a young age, because I liked that when I was little. I loved going to the dairy, and now I get to take my siblings to the dairy, so that's fun.
It's good to work with my kids. It's good that we can spend time together that way. So, having a farm, it's a business, but it's your family's legacy too. And so that's a big part of what we do, is try to be proud of ourselves and what we do. And so when you work together and you solve problems together, then usually brings you closer together if you persevere long enough. To stay relevant, to stay productive, to stay profitable, it's quite a challenge. The only way to work through it is by having enough information to where you can select to fix any of the problems you think need corrected. The set of tools we have is amazing, really, if you stop to think about it. The thing I've learned through it all is that genetic selection really does work. I mean, if you select for increased fat percent, you will get increased fat percent. I think the Holstein Association, they've kept up with the genetic revolution. They've been able to provide the genetic testing services that are necessary and also to bring the data needed on our farm to our fingertips. You know, I think our move is going to be to having less replacement heifers and having an older herd. That's why we're selecting for higher health traits along with increased production. The old notion used to be that you couldn't get higher production and improve health traits. I think that's a false notion. From what we're seeing in our current herd is we're seeing good production, improved production, but also improved fertility, improved longevity. Holstein genetics, as they continue to improve in all of the economic traits of importance, they'll continue to outpace all the other breeds. With careful selection, I think there's room for things we haven't even seen these girls do yet.
When we return, we'll learn about advancements in robotics and how this technology is changing the U.S. dairy industry for the better.
Success in the dairy business leaves little room for error. For Cole Vlad, every decision matters. That's why he trusts Vista from Merck Animal Health.
It does save us money and less treatment cows, less cold cows, and a healthier herd overall, which in turn is more milk going into my tanks.
Only Vista vaccines offer the most complete, longest-lasting respiratory protection for your dairy and one-dose fetal protection for your cow herd. That's protection you can trust. Talk to your veterinarian today about Vista vaccines.
Good nutrition and health have always been at the heart of your dairy operation. Amifirm is a natural prebiotic, research proven to increase feed intake and enhance digestibility. And Amifirm boosts nutrient absorption up to 30% and early lactation by 4%. Whatever you feed, feed Amifirm. Learn more and discover the science of precision biotics at amifirm.com.
If you think your dairy cows are completely safe from internal parasites, think again. Cows returning to the milking line from grass or dry lots could be at risk. Keep them healthy and productive with Safeguard from Merck Animal Health. Safe to use on lactating cows, a dose of Safeguard at freshening can help ensure cows and heifers are clean of costly internal parasites. Greater efficiency, greater production. That's what you can count on from Safeguard. Visit safeguardcattle.com to learn more.
Holstein Marketplace Sires, an all-new pathway to give Holstein breeders the ability to directly market semen from their bulls. Holstein Association USA now connects breeders with top-quality Holstein sires to those looking to purchase semen, delivering more choices and greater variety in the genetic marketplace. Holstein Marketplace Sires, a unique avenue for Holstein breeders to market their genetics. Quality genetics, maximum profit. Visit HolsteinUSA.com/marketplace to learn more.
Holstein America is brought to you by our friends at Merck Animal Health, the makers of Vista and the leading provider of dairy care solutions. Visit dairycare365.com for support, tips, and products to provide your herd with the best possible care.
Welcome back. Milk is a high-protein drink containing essential nutrients that make life possible. Dairy farms are rapidly adopting new technologies to provide the highest quality products like this for consumers. One technology is robotic milking systems. Cows love robots because they can choose when they want to be milked. Operating 24 hours a day, the robots also collect a wealth of information, and producers can incorporate that data into official registered Holstein pedigrees through a program called TriStar AMR. We learn more from Miles Ramsey.
In the United States today, around 2% of the nation's dairy cows are milked using robotic systems. In Canada, that figure is around 15%. And if all trends hold true, the U.S. dairy business will head in that direction too. That's according to Bill Verboort, General Manager for Agritech Analytics, the dairy records processing center owned by Holstein Association USA.
There's a plethora of data that is provided by these robotic systems, and our challenge is to harvest some of this data and turn it into useful information for the producer and the industry.
Larry Tranel of Iowa State University Extension explains the added benefits of robotics.
So the advantage is you tend to get an increase in milk production, usually in that 3 to 5%. I think it's going to continue to grow because bottom line is cows like these robots. They're responding to them very well with increased milk production and just the calmness and things like that. And people like the robots as well.
TriStar AMR, released by Holstein Association USA last year, offers producers who are no longer participating in DHIA milk recording systems a way to connect data collected by robotic milking systems with official Holstein pedigrees.
As we talk about TriStar AMR, I think what's important to know for producers is, number one, we can get that data onto a Holstein pedigree, marking it, labeling it as where it's coming from, i.e. the AMR TriStar. Secondly, the cost is considerably less, as to the tune of about 10% of what traditional DHI testing would be. And thirdly, we can do this with very little effort on the part of the producer.
More data translates into more knowledge and greater efficiencies, both on the farm and across the overall dairy industry.
The collective database that we have is what can benefit all producers. When we start talking about genetics and genomics and all of that sort of thing, we need a collective database so that we can be statistically significant in our numbers. And the only way we're going to do that is to bring that data in. And if we can bring that data in, provide a benefit for a producer, again, I think that's where we want to be.
For Holstein America, I'm Miles Ramsey.
Thanks, Miles. Robotic technology is having a big impact on Wisconsin's Dries Dairy. Through TriStar AMR, the family not only improves day-to-day management, but also breeding decisions. We travel there next.
The cows love the robots here at Dries Dairy. It's such a cow comfort and cow-friendly environment that it makes the employees and the owners here at Dries Dairy very happy too. In 1977, we're milking 120 cows up until 2015. We wanted to expand in the best possible way, which I thought was looking at robots so we could keep just our 4 family employees, keep it a family-based operation, and also give our cows the most cow comfort as possible. And I think robots do that because the longevity of cows are really increasing here at the farm. We had 4 employees with 120 cows in a tie stall barn, and now we have 4 employees with 240 cows in a robotic dairy. And I think efficiency is the key word coming in the future, if not now. I'm very fortunate to be able to graduate, learn, a ton of things, and then just to be able to apply it right away. A lot of people don't have the ability to apply the information they have, and I was very lucky and fortunate to kind of throw all that data in that I learned, how to manage a cow with my family, kind of putting a lot of belief in my brother and I that we could be the future. Robotic milking machines have become a great feature on farms. It's a very free flow system, so cows have the availability to lay down, go get milked, go eat, but when they do choose to go get milked, there's a treat that is given out to each cow as their udders are being massaged, being prepped for the milker to go on. The laser will identify the teats, and then the milker attaches, she gets milked, she gets a cleansing on the udder, and the door opens up and she walks out, and the next one goes in.
Cows, they just like their routine. We ain't got to push them to a parlor. They go and milk when they want, and when they do that, everything's clicking good, when they're doing what they want to do.
Robots don't take you away from the cow. We are still around the cows very, very often. It's just that we're around them a little bit differently. We're not milking them 2 or 3 times a day. You are actually making yourself more aware of the cows by seeing them on the computer. Our computer refreshes every 20 minutes with new information. It has really allowed us to be efficient like we were per cow 30, 40 years ago when my grandpa was on the farm, when he could look at each cow individually in the tie stall barn when he only had 20 or 30 cows. Now we're just doing it on a bigger scale with 240 cows.
I give the young people a lot of credit. They pay attention. That information is all available. All you have to do is make use of it. And the Holstein cow, really, what's more important than knowing what's working for you? And if you're not improving, you're going backwards because your competition is going ahead. There's no such thing as staying even.
We've been participating in TriStar AMR for about 2 years now. It was an easy decision because it was cost effective. The cost savings are extreme. TriStar AMR is a testing service for robotic dairy farmers. What is really important to me is the accuracy. The robots do a great job at measuring accuracy. It's a weekly average that goes into this cow's production. So her 305-day lactation record is going to be very accurate. And I think you can make the best management decisions through accuracy. So this cow, her box time is 5 minutes. She gets milked 4.3 times a day. She gives 124 pounds of milk. You know, that to me is a very efficient cow. And those are the cows that we want on the farm. The data that we're given with the robots, and for me to be able to use that data, is truly endless. You know, whether it's for breeding, whether it's for management decisions, whether it's for dry up, whether it's for insemination. There's so many different ways that I can use this data. And so TriStar AMR system has become such a beautiful asset to a farm like this.
The TriStar AMR system has been awesome for us. You just don't know your DH or testing, you know. It's just better for the cow, easier on me, because when we did test with the shuttle, you had way more fetch cows because it took longer, you know, to stir. We would go down on milk, and now we don't phase. It's amazing, you know. There's no way I would go back to a shuttle. There is no way.
Some of the key things that really get us over the top to be a well-rounded herd, I think, is the communication between the employees. We have a managed game plan, and we go about it daily, and we don't cut corners. And I really believe cow comfort is a huge attribute to this farm.
People want good quality. I think they're going to get it, and it's going to take a farmer to do it.
The quality is so good in America. You know, whether it's here, whether it's down the road by our neighbor, I mean, we make good quality products and we help each other out, and, you know, we try our best to, you know, make our consumers happy. It's a really rich heritage to me being on a farm. I could go down the list, I mean, truly about all these cows. I know a lot of pieces about all these cows, and I can normally go 2 or 3 generations deep on all these cows. People have their safe haven, you know, the place where they want to go. You know, mine's to the barn. You know, if I don't want to talk to anybody, I want to take it down a notch, come to the barn and hang out in here. I think it's a cool atmosphere. It's where I choose to be. It's where I want to be. It's what I love to do. It's where I'm constantly being that high school athlete and always trying to get better, always trying to do better things, not only for my family, but obviously for the cows too. Like I say, our cows are our best working employees, so we're going to treat them right and treat them well all the time.
If you'd like to enroll your herd in TriStar AMR or learn more about the program, contact Holstein Association USA. When we come back, we visit a dairy in the most unlikely of places.
Success in the dairy business leaves little room for error. For Cole Vlad, every decision matters. That's why he trusts Vista from Merck Animal Health.
It does save us money and less treatment cows, less cold cows, and a healthier herd overall, which in turn is more milk going into my tanks.
Only Vista vaccines offer the most complete, longest-lasting respiratory protection for your dairy and 1-dose fetal protection for your cow herd. That's protection you can trust. Talk to your veterinarian today about Vista vaccines.
Technology for the future. Robotic systems offer a wealth of production metrics with each milking. And now, Holstein Association USA offers a way to link automated milk records, or AMR, into their trusted TriStar Records program. TriStar AMR allows production information collected by Robotics to be incorporated into official Holstein pedigrees. More data, more value for U.S. registered Holsteins. Learn more at HolsteinUSA.com.
Good nutrition and health have always been at the heart of your dairy operation. AmaFirm is a natural prebiotic, research proven to increase feed intake and enhance digestibility. And AmaFirm boosts nutrient absorption up to 30% and early lactation by 4%. Whatever you feed, feed AmaFirm. Learn more and discover the science of precision biotics at amafirm.com.
Illuminate your herd's genetic potential with Enlight. Enlight is a comprehensive online management tool designed to help Holstein dairy producers more efficiently manage herd genetics. A collaboration between the Holstein Association USA and Zoetis. Enlight users have unprecedented access to powerful reporting and analytics, and in a simple and user-friendly format that works on any computer or tablet. Put your herd data to work. Enroll in Enlight. Learn more at enlightdairy.com.
This program is broadcast with support from Merck Animal Health. Trust in Vista vaccines for the most complete, longest-lasting respiratory protection for your dairy and 1-dose fetal protection for your cow herd. Learn more at thebestdefense.com.
Welcome back. The U.S. dairy industry is a vast and complex enterprise. One place you wouldn't expect to find a dairy farm is in Philadelphia, home of Ben Franklin, the Declaration of Independence, and the Liberty Bell. This city is also where urban kids can work with registered Holsteins and connect with how their food is produced.
So here at Saul, we hail from 80 different zip codes in Philadelphia. We are a highly diverse student body. We are all over the map socioeconomically. And I think that our kids here are salt of the earth kids. We have a 95% graduation rate in general, which is a very, very high number compared to other high schools in the city. About 85% of those kids go on to college. A lot of people, even in Philadelphia, don't know that we are the largest agriculture high school in the country. We have 4 agricultural majors, animal science, horticulture, natural resource management, and food science. And so starting in 10th grade, kids will spend about 90 minutes a day in their major, and then by 12th grade, they're spending about 180 minutes a day in their major.
I actually grew up in Frankfurt, which is in Philadelphia, like the North Philly section. So my passion for animals didn't really come from anything specific except for the fact that I've always loved animals.
Any kind of animals, I really didn't care. Like, animals were just my life, basically. And my dad, he found out about the school and he took me here 7th grade. I really loved it because it was horses around, cows, I've never seen them before.
In like 4th grade, I drove by it for the first time and I saw the horses out in the field and I told myself that, like, no matter what it is, I'm gonna come here someday.
I think that a kid who chooses Saul is a very specific kind of kid. The kids who do well here are the kids who want to get their hands dirty, literally and figuratively. They want to be engaged, they want to do, and they want to work.
When I first came here, people back home are like, there's this farm in the city. I said, yeah, and they also got registered cattle there too. The Holsteins, they mean a lot here because I can go out and sell Holsteins a lot better than I can any other breed because I know a lot of people that need them. In the barns, they do a lot of hands-on, like cleaning stalls. They brush cows, some of them clip cows, some of them show cows. We go to some county fairs here in Pennsylvania, and they pretty much do everything that a dairy farm does.
The dairy barn program is great. I worked as a student farmer. I had the opportunity to do that last summer. Basically, you come in 8 in the morning, you help with milking, you help with feeding, you clean out pens, you help with calves that are born and all kinds of stuff. Anything that a normal kid would do in a dairy farm, you're doing it here.
I really like that you get to show and raise cows if you are interested in it. I want to be a large animal vet when I'm older, so it was an easy pick for me. It's just really fun. I love cows.
The kids, I would like them to understand why dairy is one of the primary agricultural-based industries in our state and what it means to be a dairy farmer.
So our Philadelphia FFA chapter, we're unique in that the entire school is all FFA members.
I think kids who take a real interest in FFA, they go to nationals, they go, show at the farm show, and they really are proud of this work and this unique experience that they get to be a part of.
Agriculture is really important to this country and the world because we have so many people that we need to feed. So we need to learn as much as we can about how we're getting our food, what we're doing to the environment and stuff like that to keep the world going.
I mean, the education we're getting here for agriculture is next to none. I'm not the type of kid to sit in a class all day. That's definitely not me. And if we want to learn about the horse's hoof, we're out there looking at the horse's hoof, learning it. If we want to learn about pregnancy checking the cows, then we're out there doing it with the vet.
It teaches patience, it teaches perseverance, it teaches the value of hard work, the value of, not just being intelligent in the books, but also being able to have these other sensibilities to you that enable you to interact with your environment, whether it's in animal science or natural resource management. I love watching teachers and kids interact in meaningful ways around meaningful work. I love the surprise on kids' faces when they do something that they didn't think they could.
Since I got here, it made my mindset bigger, what I can do. So, to not be afraid to try new things.
A lot of these kids in the city think that, they're gonna go work retail and that's the only thing available to them, and it's not, So if this is your passion, you'll find it doing it here, so.
When kids walk out of here, if they can say that they've had a good day, and if they can say that in general they've made good connections here at Saul, then I feel like it's working.
Educating consumers about agriculture is a front and center opportunity for dairy farmers. One registered Holstein breeder who's leading the charge is Marilyn Hershey. She was named Dairy Woman of the Year by the World Dairy Expo in 2017. The Hershey's farm in Pennsylvania is the next stop on our journey.
Dwayne and I have always been a team on this farm. We bounce things off of each other. We make decisions together. It's not about agreeing on everything. It's about respecting each other even when you don't agree and working through that.
How did we meet? Well, she was a little sister of one of the guys that I was friends with at church. When she became Chester County Holstein Dairy Princess, I started to take maybe a little bit more notice.
I've always joked that I had the dowry because I came with 13 cows. He had cows as well, so we started with a handful, Dwayne and I did. The farm that we're on is the farm that his parents started in the late 60s.
Our double 12 parlor runs around the clock.
We're paid on our components, and so we always have to have that front and center, whether we're talking to the nutritionist, whether we're breeding for genetics.
To have that cow make 30,000 plus pound of milk, a 4% fat, 3.2 protein, shows up in milk check. We have a wide variety of bulls you can use from Holstein. If something is important to you, you can pick that component and come up with any number of bulls you want to use.
It just gives you a deeper appreciation for the cow family, for continuing the good genetics. Some of the heifer calves that are born, they have the same exact markings of the mother or the same exact markings of the father, and it's always fun to see that come through.
Last year we installed a methane digester. It takes the gas off the manure and powers a 335 kW generator. It was our view as the next expansion from a sustainability standpoint. We're using the separated solids for bedding. We're generating the power that we need here that consumes on the farm, sending the excess out to the lines for the neighbors to use.
Having a farm that's sustainable is really something that consumers are looking for. Whether it's animal care, or whether it's environmental, they want those sustainable practices. And I think it's made us better farmers. It's helped us make better decisions sometimes. With social media, it has put our farms front and center around the globe, not just our next door neighbors. And so it is something we have to be very careful and very concerned and very cognizant about.
Marilyn and I were very happy to participate in Class 1 of Young Dairy Leaders Institute put on by the Holstein Association. And far as we're concerned, one of the best leadership conferences that we've attended. We met progressive registered Holstein breeders from all over the country. who remain friends with today and get to see from time to time.
In February, I took on the role as chair of DMI, which is Dairy Management Inc., which is the checkoff dollars that are used for promotion and research. So my days looked a lot different than before since taking on that role. It means I'm doing more traveling. I consider it a privilege to be able to travel around the country and meet farmers. That's something I enjoy. Home has never looked sweeter, you know. When you do a lot of traveling, it's always nice to come home to the farm. I always enjoy that trip home and driving into the farm. It's just what I love. I love being here.
Sometimes you walk out in the morning and you say, well, I'm lucky to do this. In times of low milk prices, and it doesn't matter if you're milking 50 cows or you're milking 5,000 cows, it becomes a challenge. Every farmer should look to their peers for help.
The motivating force and the driver behind us is just having the passion to continue with the industry, to make this industry better. The whole Holstein family is a very small family, and you get a group of farmers together, it really doesn't matter where you're from or your differences. There's just a bond there and a connection. So I would say the people and the cows keep us moving forward.
When Holstein America returns, we learn about the exciting genetics marketplace recently launched by Holstein Association USA. We'll be back after this informational segment from Merck Animal Health.
I'm the 4th generation on this farm. Years ago, we used to process and bottle milk, and my dad really did deliver the milk to town before he went to school, and as kids, we always heard about that story. So farming has just been in my blood for all these years. The farm back in the 40s was a typical farm of that time where it had beef cattle and pigs and chickens and cows. And then in the early 50s, my dad bought his first registered Holsteins, and we've just always had registered Holsteins ever since then. My husband and I have worked together for 38 years.
In 1981, her parents asked us if we'd like to take the farm, and we said yes, not knowing any better. And we built a tie stall barn, bought 60 cows, and started dairying. We operated at roughly that level up till 2001. Then we began an internal expansion, just internal herd growth, and grew into a freestall barn that we built in stages. And at this point, we're at 210 cows, twice a day milking, 28,000 pound herd average. There's never been any off-farm income here. This is our livelihood, and we're both been full-time participants, full-time partners. We divide the decision-making and all the important stuff we decide together. I like work where you can see the results of your effort, and farming is that in spades. So I get great satisfaction out of that, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
The cows that we're breeding today are certainly a lot different than they were even as I was as a kid. We're much more conscientious of looking for longevity in that cow.
If you don't have the perspective of having done this for a lifetime, I don't know that you can appreciate just how far we've come in the improvement of the Holstein cow. It's just a given now that when you freshen a 2-year-old Holstein, she's gonna have a good udder, she's gonna have good feet and legs, she's gonna be very productive. That was not a given 35 years ago, so there's been tremendous advancements in genetics.
We treat our cows extremely well. We take care of them probably better than we take care of ourselves. It's very important to vaccinate your animals because if they stay healthy, then they're going to make more milk. So we are very conscious of trying to keep healthy animals around here. Through the fall and the winter, pneumonia is a concern in animals, mostly in our calves. So we use a Merck product called Vista, where we are vaccinating our calves to help prevent respiratory diseases. We use the Vista modified live vaccine because we feel at a young age it gives better protection against diseases versus using a killed vaccine, which is what we usually use later on in an animal's life. So the modified live early on is providing better protection for that calf. What keeps me going? I enjoy feeding those calves, knowing that they're the future of this farm and making sure that they get a good start in their life. And I think the other thing that keeps me going is the fact that I know that I'm contributing to our society by providing them the food that they need to survive today. So that's what keeps me going.
Visit thebestdefense.com to learn more.
Success in the dairy business leaves little room for error. For Cole Vlad, every decision matters. That's why he trusts Vista from Merck Animal Health.
It does save us money and less treatment cows, less cold cows, and a healthier herd overall, which in turn is more milk going into my tanks.
Only Vista vaccines offer the most complete, longest-lasting respiratory protection for your dairy and one-dose fetal protection for your cow herd. That's protection you can trust. Talk to your veterinarian today about Vista vaccines.
Good nutrition and health have always been at the heart of your dairy operation. Amafirm is a natural prebiotic, research proven to increase feed intake and enhance digestibility. And Amafirm boosts nutrient absorption up to 30% and early lactation by 4%. Whatever you feed, feed Amafirm. Learn more and discover the science of precision biotics at amafirm.com.
As a dairy producer, added value means everything to your operation. At Holstein Association USA, we understand value better than anyone. That's why we've developed Holstein Complete, a packaged program that combines all the premium services you count on from Holstein Association USA for one discounted price. This includes registration, membership, mating information, classification, pedigrees, genetic reports and production records, as well as discounts on records processing and genomic testing. Complete your herd today for more profit and convenience. Learn more at HolsteinUSA.com.
Holstein America is sponsored by Merck Animal Health, an industry leader in dairy care solutions, and the makers of Vista vaccines. Visit thebestdefense.com to learn more.
Welcome back. Holstein Association USA, the world's largest dairy breed organization, recently introduced a new service to expand the genetic marketplace. Called Holstein Marketplace Sires, it gives breeders the ability to market semen directly to Holstein Association members and dairy cattle breeders. Here's Miles Ramsey.
Breeding for the perfect dairy cow requires a well-balanced Holstein sire. Holstein Marketplace Sires connects breeders with top-quality Holstein sires to those looking to purchase semen, delivering more choices and greater variety in the genetic marketplace. Holstein Association USA CEO John Meyer.
Holstein breeders have been telling us they're looking for more options to choose from for their breeding programs. The interest in marketing semen on the part of breeders has really escalated in the last several years as traditional AI organizations have been buying bulls from a smaller group of breeders. So this new opportunity allows breeders to sell semen to other breeders. And what the marketplace does, the Holstein Marketplace, is the vehicle for that transaction. Holstein Marketplace Sires offers semen from bulls from excellent cow families that excel in production, genomics, health traits, reproduction, and type. Those breeders offering bulls through the marketplace retain ownership of the bulls, while Holstein Marketplace Sires provides the vehicle for the semen to be sold.
Holstein Marketplace Sires officially launches this winter and is offering semen from 4 outstanding registered Holstein bulls. Among the breeders is Golden Oaks Farm in Illinois. Ethan Heinzman shares what the opportunity means to them.
We've built deep cow families and cows, and we've bred genetics that we feel have a place in other people's herds. That's the main thing for us. It gives us an opportunity to market a bull that we believe in, that we believe that we would use in our herd, and we would like other people to have the opportunity to look at and consider.
Bulls available through the Holstein Marketplace Sires program must have the complete package. High component values, a plus on daughter pregnancy rate, and breed average or better for calving ease. Another breeder, Wisconsin dairyman Trent Hendrickson of Trentway Genetics.
When I'm looking for bulls, now I go through and I look at pedigree, what numbers they have in their pedigree. It's hard to find, big pedigreed bulls that meet all the criteria.
As the industry's leader in dairy cattle genetics and performance records, Holstein Association USA is well positioned to identify superior sires for the nation's dairy herd. With this program, they are responding to the needs of their members, Meyer explains.
This is a challenging time for dairy farmers. The purpose of the Holstein Association is to provide products, goods, and services really to help members be more successful. And the Holstein Marketplace Sire program fits just that. It allows those members to do something that they want to do, market some of their genetics through other breeders who might be interested in using them.
For both buyers and sellers alike, Holstein Marketplace Sires will be a trusted source for dairy cattle genetics. The third breeder, Dean Good, Do Good Holsteins, Wisconsin.
I think having the Holstein USA behind that gives credibility to a program and should give people confidence from around the world to be able to buy a quality product.
So to be a part of the Holstein Marketplace, it's a huge opportunity to promote a brand, and through work every day, daily work, and the striving to be better, to have a name recognition and a brand that people can believe in and trust, and then maybe get to know more about what this cow family has done.
That's Adam Hirchin of Hirchinley Holsteins in Wisconsin. He is one of the 4 breeders offering a bull at the launch of Holstein Marketplace Sires. Learn more at holsteinusa.com/marketplace. For Holstein America, I'm Miles Ramsey.
Thanks, Miles. You can learn more about Holstein Marketplace Sires by contacting Holstein Association USA. Whether a dairy is milking 50, 500, or 5,000 cows, high-performing genetics and cow families keep the operation sustainable. The Long family knows this well. They've been honored with Holstein Association USA's Herd of Excellence Award for 7 years and believe in making the very best from every cow.
People always ask, what do you do? I said, well, it's like that song said, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. At 5 o'clock, morning and night, I'm milking cows. Brenda and I both went to college at UW River Falls, and we met there. We went there from 84 to 88, and we graduated from college, and we decided we wanted to farm. So in July of 1990, we moved here to New London, Wisconsin. And we've milked 60 cows ever since.
Back when my parents were milking, for their parents, they were getting 20,000 pounds of cow. That was huge. Now if we get 40,000 pounds of cow, it's like, oh, that's pretty good, but it's not even that huge anymore. It's just kind of a thing. But it seems like if you give them the right feed, you give them comfort, give them all the treatment they deserve, and they'll achieve just what you want.
The TMR ration consists of high moisture corn, cottonseed, a protein mix, which is basically mainly soybean meal based, and some minerals and vitamins along with that, and also haylage, corn silage, and also some dry hay. We always feed at least 5 pounds of dry hay in the mix to the cows. That seems like that's just good for their rumen health, keeps them eating that type of thing. When people ask me what farmer, I tell them you got to have good cows, you got to give them really good care, and feed them really good feed. Those are the 3 things. I say the 3 C's: crops. The crops, you got to grow good crops so the cows get fed good. You got to have good cattle, and you got to keep them comfortable. That's the key. We've been farming here 28 years. And I think we've had 30-some cows that produce over 200,000 pounds of milk lifetime. And we've had 4 cows produce over 300,000 pounds of milk lifetime. Early on, we probably bred a little more for overall just pounds of milk. And then as time went on, probably put a little more emphasis on type and so a little more on the percent fat and percent protein to get our components up a little higher, to which, that's what your milk check is based on, and that's what we got to keep our eye on. That's our bottom line. So.
I like to bond with them. I don't know what it is. It's just a part of me, something that makes me feel good. It's just so close to my heart, and my grandfather and my father, and they farmed, and so much of that stays with you.
I grew up in 4-H, and I loved showing animals and meeting other dairy kids. And showing the animals led me to a cow named Belong Tootsie Pop. She was pretty much where the heart got changed from one place to another. There's a bond somewhere with me and her that just I couldn't say no to. Seems like the heart kind of fell with all these animals.
They all get told who they are. They all get told why they're here.
The Holstein Association has helped us with marketing cattle. Over the years, we've sold embryos to other countries. We've sold bulls to bull studs, that type of thing. So I mean, that's a nice part about registered cattle is it just provides another set of opportunities. The overall legs and udders of the cows is amazing what it is now, say, than what it was maybe 30, 40 years ago. The cows just have a lot better quality udder, and that's just a genetic progress with, I suppose, through classification through the Holstein Association to pick out the right genetics to make that progress. So our herd is qualified for Herd of Excellence. That's an award that the National Holstein Association's put on. I believe this will be our 7th year. That award's based on production and type combination and being homebred.
The dairy industry seems to be not great right now. You can definitely say that for sure. But I would say I'm in it because I want to just keep pushing it because I know the world is better with it.
Just the animals, just knowing you're going to be okay, knowing that, well, maybe you're not going to have a lot, but you're going to have enough. So maybe that's all you need.
I mean, you look around behind me today, I mean, how can you get any happier than this, being out here on a nice sunny day out in the pasture with the cows?
When we return, we'll bring you the story of one man who's preserving an important part of dairy history.
Success in the dairy business leaves little room for error. For Cole Vlad, every decision matters. That's why he trusts Vista from Merck Animal Health.
It does save us money and less treatment cows, less cold cows, and a healthier herd overall, which in turn is more milk going into my tanks.
Only Vista vaccines offer the most complete, longest-lasting respiratory protection for your dairy and one-dose fetal protection for your cow herd. That's protection you can trust. Talk to your veterinarian today about Vista vaccines.
Good nutrition and health have always been at the heart of your dairy operation. AmaFerm is a natural prebiotic, research proven to increase feed intake and enhance digestibility. And AmaFerm boosts nutrient absorption up to 30% and early lactation by 4%. Whatever you feed, feed AmaFerm. Learn more and discover the science of precision biotics at amaferm.com.
If you think your dairy cows are completely safe from internal parasites, think again. Cows returning to the milking line from grass or dry lots could be at risk. Keep them healthy and productive with Safeguard from Merck Animal Health. Safe to use on lactating cows, a dose of Safeguard at freshening can help ensure cows and heifers are clean of costly internal parasites. Greater efficiency, greater production. That's what you can count on from Safeguard. Visit safeguardcattle.com to learn more.
Merck Animal Health is proud to share stories from America's dairy farmers by sponsoring Holstein America. When every decision counts, trust Vista to help protect your herd against respiratory and reproductive diseases. See how Vista offers the industry's most complete protection at thebestdefense.com.
Welcome back. The first Holsteins came to America from Holland in the 1850s. Today, the breed accounts for 90% of U.S. milk production. Registered Holsteins also produce more total pounds of fat and protein than any other breed, making them ideal for cheese production. That's a credit to the breed's proud history, and it's people like Les Schmidt and his efforts to save a slice of it that makes this story so interesting.
Well, I grew up in a dairy farm in Greenleaf, Wisconsin. Started showing cows and going to county fairs. When I was 5 years old, I started staying overnight, helping at the shows. It kind of gets in your blood, so you kind of get addicted to it. Probably 40 years I've been clipping cattle. I guess I've always kind of been a collector and never really liked to throw anything away, so the older these clippers got, the less of them that were around. And I was able to get a brand new clipper, and I kind of saved it in a box, put it away in the closet, and I decided, well, it should be on display, and the World Dairy Expo was having their 50th anniversary, so I thought that was a great time to build this display and let other people know about the history of the Stewart clipper and the history of John Stewart. He's a great American inventor. He's invented the clippers. He's invented heaters for Model Ts. He's made the flexible shafts for odometers on model cars. I started collecting about 10 years ago. This is the first electric clipper that Stewart came out with in 1930. You could purchase it for $18.50, and if you wanted to spend an extra dollar, you could get the aluminum handle with it. This particular model's World War II. They took all the aluminum out of it because they made planes with the aluminum, so this one would weigh about 2 more pounds than a regular clipper. This would be an original oil can. This you could purchase for 15 cents. This is the original. So this was made from 1890 to 1905. It was a two-man operation. The hard part was the guy cranking always had to stay at the same speed so that the guy running the clipper head knew how fast to go. It's a slow process. So the blade on the left would have been made in 1945, and this blade on the right was made in 2015. So essentially the blade design stayed the same for almost 100 years. What I like about using the old Stewarts is there's no air holes like the modern clippers, so when you're doing a top line, your hair doesn't get messed up, and just the balance of it. They might be a little bit heavier, but once you get used to the weight, the balance is really nice. If you want to really be a good fitter, you take 10 heifers and tie them up and fit them and just practice, learn from people, you know, and don't be afraid to try it. It's like anything else, the more practice, the better you get.
Practice indeed makes perfect. Today, after more than 150 years of breed improvement, the registered Holstein stands alone. She is the world's perfect cow. If you'd like to learn about the breed or how you can take advantage of its programs or services, contact Holstein Association USA. On behalf of America's registered Holstein breeders, thanks for watching Holstein America. I'm Michelle Davidson.